You can collect a minor prize if you've figured out what I was hinting at having forgotten before, because this is approximately the point where I figured it out. Have you figured it out?
What are we even talking about? What?
Oh, a very important thing that I might have forgotten to do that's gonna slightly bite me. I'm gonna figure it out myself in about 20 seconds.
I mean, this looks suspiciously like a quest cave, and as far as I know, we don't have any quests, so...
Well, there absolutely is a quest that requires us to go into this cave. Also, there's fully two chests here that we can't open until we have laser keys. But this is the cave that we have to go in order to collect Henry's data probe in Maroon Valley. And I remembered this, I went in here and I was like, wait, why isn't the probe there? It should have been up there. Then I suddenly remembered, wait, shit. We never turned in the stuff for Bergen Trail. Sorry, Henry. I was so busy apologising that I didn't notice how incredibly normal he seems. This does, of course, give us a pretty good excuse to go back and do some trading now that we've got a whole bunch of stuff. Desert sandals are fun, but...
I'm not sure how I feel about sandals that are made with sand. That doesn't seem like that would be an ideal construction material.
I mean, I don't think they're made of sand, I just think they're made with sand, like sand in some way is instrumental in their construction. Anyway, yes, it does turn out that you do have to actually finish and turn in all of the Henry quests before he moves on. Now, most of these aren't going to be a big problem to have left late. Like, we already know where the probe is, we've already collected a bunch of the stuff, the landmarks are landmarks. But we don't get credit for doing the murders until we actually open this quest, and that's just kind of not great, really, especially since the encyclopedia does actually track how much stuff you've killed.
That's unfortunate.
Man, get you somebody who looks at you the way Leah looks at anybody who asks what her name is. Well, that doesn't really seem worth commenting on. I'm sure nothing will come of that. Anyway, we're almost done with this, can you really call this a offshoot area? This whole place is like a whole thing. The whole boneyard is pretty much exclusive to the southern part of the oasis. In any case, the last thing here of any significance is these barriers. It's just a few more trick shots is all.
Isn't really a trick shot? That seems like a pretty straightforward one, actually.
Yeah, trick is relative. It's never as much of a puzzle when they force you to stand in a particular place, is it? I am pretty pleased with managing to only have to break one of those bone piles, by the way. Anyway, that seems all totally normal.
Are you saying that the grass doesn't occasionally just talk to you on your way to work?
I mean, I feel like something's asking me for money, but... Anyway, here's a hat that gives us more EXP. I don't think it's really very necessary on account of, you know... The leveling curve in this game is pretty much under control. If you're under-leveled, then fighting will level you up pretty quickly. And if you're over-leveled, then you don't really have any great need of extra EXP, do you? I'm always a little bit hesitant about jumping down to get that chest. It's like, wow, we're going to be trapped there. I always forget that actually the chest is rigged to lower those barriers.
I mean, even if it wasn't, we do have fast travel at will, so...
Yeah, you can quick travel out, but that seems like a thing to not really be a great idea to be relying on, you know? I mean, it's great to have as a fallback for when, you know, actual legit glitches happen, or if somebody does a sequence break and they can't get back. That stuff's good, it's just like you shouldn't lean on it for game design purposes. Even if that would be really convenient. It's just the principle of the thing. So yeah, this is another little area that I will not reveal the exact amount of time that I spent wandering around trying to figure out where to start with this place. But once you get it going, it sorts itself out. Except, don't jump down there immediately, because then you won't be able to get up here. I mean, we can't actually do this immediately anyway, because that's a silver chest, and we don't have the silver key, but we can at least get the barrier down so we can walk in here next time. Either way, enclosed tight space, great for fighting sharks. You can just keep all the shots bouncing around in here. They will get them. It is basically a foregone conclusion. I just cannot hate the sharks. It's too satisfying to get those trick shots on them.
I'm not entirely sure how spam shots until one of them just happens to eventually land counts as a trick shot, but sure, whatever, we'll go with that.
I mean, I don't even know about that, I'm just saying it never fails to feel good when it happens. And it will happen. Anyway, this is pretty much it, really. We've cleaned out all the major areas. There's still a couple metal chests that we can't open, but we're pretty much on the home straight now.
You know, I think Emily's offer for us to talk to her is very sweet, but I think that she, more than anyone, should probably know that's not really an option that's on the table.
I mean, yeah. You'd think, right? But as it turns out, Emily is the sole member of the First Scholars who has not yet figured out that we can't speak because she was out of the room when that whole thing came up, because we were doing the quiz separately. So when you think about it, this is really all Lynn's fault.
Yeah, but we've been partying with Emily since literally the start of the game. How has she not picked up that we have said literally nothing to her?
Well, it's because we're just vibing so hard that communication isn't really necessary in the ordinary sense. Like, she just picks up on it. Like, what use is ordinary words at this point? It's one of this game's little layers of irony. Like, I'm gonna write these up in a post at some point, right? We've got a silent protagonist. We have a silent protagonist because all the games that CrossCode wants to reference also had silent protagonists, so CrossCode's going to have a silent protagonist as well. Except CrossCode is going to actually commit to the bit and have the protagonist actually be a silent protagonist rather than, like, everyone acts as though they're talking. But Leah actually can't talk. But also the game has to draw our attention to this when it happens. It comes up like, wait, why isn't she talking? Ah, crap, she can't talk, and Sergey's trying to do all these workarounds. But then we spend all our time playing a game which is populated by NPCs who actually do react to whatever any given player is saying as though they said one particular thing. So our whole diegetic silence kind of circles around and becomes non-diegetic again. And then we spend all of our time hanging out with people who just get us so well that even though we can't talk, they just understand us anyway. There are layers to this. That's not even the last layer, by the way. There's even more layers to oh my fucking god, I just got that you can pronounce her name Leia, so there are layers to Leia or Leah. Jesus fucking Christ, was that deliberate? Was that part of the joke? I'm losing my mind here.
I think you're probably overthinking this one, but I suppose I'm not going to.
Do you want to take that chance?
Yeah, actually, I feel pretty comfortable.
Are you, of all people, for the third time in this series of videos, gonna credit these writers with restraint? Have we learned nothing? Anyway, here's the stupid stuff for your steak, lady.
It's perfect. All we have to do is go trek through the desert every time we want to make this for a customer.
You know, we gotta get the exact right plant, and we gotta get the exact right kind of wood to make the steaks, but also we can just, like, get meat from any animal, it's fine. Anyway, these are actually really good buff items, although, you know, I'm gonna continuously forget to ever use them, but they give you a big attack and a big defense buff for fully 1 minute and 20 seconds. And the ingredients aren't that rare, so we can just get a whole bunch of them. Turns out steaks are actually great. Who knew? Okay, so we got the stuff, but like, okay, did we forget to mention that there's kind of like a mini dungeon in the basement around the generator? I think we might have forgotten to mention that, so I guess we have to deal with this now.
Yikes.
So let me just put these damn shoes on for like the third consecutive time after saying that we were done with them, and let's go and deal with this, I guess. The big stinger here is that the icicles all grow back eventually. So you're required to get some pretty interesting shots here. But there is a trick to this, which I did not figure out until it was like far too late. And the trick is that you can make all of the shots that you need in this room by standing literally in the same spot. 100% of this puzzle is alternating between fire and normal shots with the correct timing, but you don't actually have to move at all. You just gotta get this timing right. I honestly kind of love it, actually. I think this is a really good puzzle.
I think that would be cool. That would be a lot cooler if they indicated that somehow. Like, there was like...
That is very correct.
Like, if there was just some kind of like out-of-place little, like, break in the ice that indicated where you had to stand, and you would then be able to hit everything.
Oh, I thought you were going to make a completely different, also very valid observation, which is that this puzzle kind of comes out of nowhere, and it just kind of feels like a bit of a drag because you think that you're done with a quest, and you're like, oh, actually, here's this whole thing that you have to go and do. But no, what you said is also correct.
Oh, I mean, I see no point in complaining about them giving us a random puzzle, because that's just CrossCode.
I mean, fair enough. So yeah, we get a discount at the Hermit House now.
Weren't they like initially charging us like obscene markups, so like...
What do you mean initially? Emily, you really?
What? Why, Emily? Come on.
So yeah, I mean, admittedly, they are actually giving us a discount on their obscene markup prices. It's a real discount. But, well, yeah. Anyway, that's all the Bergen quests. There's really only one loose end, so to speak, in Bergen, and it's not even really part of a quest. Yet. Henry gives us an entire 1000 EXP for this, by the way. That's like a complete level. Just...
I mean, to be fair...
Right there.
To be fair, he is apparently on the run from the mods, so...
Yeah. At this point, I'm not actually at 100% of the plants in Maroon Valley, but getting that bone pile has kicked us over 50% total plant analysis, which means... there's like, I think 2 or 3 plants at this point in this recording that I haven't fully analysed. And yeah, that bridge is just there the whole time.
Why indeed, Emily? Why indeed?
Anyway, this seems relevant. I'm pretty sure the polished mic is a unique item, which makes this also a unique item. I'd have to go and look it up. I think any item with the gold colouring on it is unique, or like only drops in very particular places. Not farmable is what I mean. So yeah, I can't wait to find out how that's going to be important.